Oh my god. That was the most chaotic road course race I've ever seen as a NASCAR fan. I mean, I just could not believe that. We had such good racing at the beginning. It started to drag in stage 3 with Kyle Larson just leading, and then a caution came out, and I was thinking things are going to get exciting, but then we had that wreck and just everything. Allmendinger won the race. Just wow, I just could not believe it. And some people say, oh, we shouldn't race at the Indy road course. I like the oval better. Well, for those in favor of the Indy road course for 2022, say I, because if this is good with just the Gen 6 cars, I could not imagine it with the next gen cars. So, oh man, we have a lot to unfold after today's race. Hey guys, NASCAR Mobile for Today back again, and welcome back to another episode of NRR. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the 2021 Verizon 200 at the Indianapolis road course configuration, and man, what a wild race. I just could not believe what happened. Allmendinger gets the win out of all of that. Briscoe as tensions with Denny Hamlin. Great racing overall. I really liked this race. I really did like it. It was fantastic. Want to see this race track back on this configuration back on the schedule next season. It's going to be a blast, especially with the next gen car and stuff. So that's going to be really cool. Can't wait for that. But anyway, like we do always, guys, we're going to review the top 10. We're going to rate the race. We're not going to do race summarization anymore. I'm just going to point out some small details throughout my videos and stuff. So we're not doing the race summarization. So after we rate the race, we're going to look at drivers that had a good race and a bad race, and then we're going to look at the playoff standings after today's race, because it wasn't a big shakeup, but the gap extended, if you know what I mean. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive on into this episode. Now, I know I don't have the A.J. Allmendinger Cup car. I mean, who does? I mean, unless you made it custom. But I have this Ryan Newman 2018 car, which should make a good replacement, because a colleague is part of RCR, like an RCR affiliated team, so that should work. But anyway, finishing first was A.J. Allmendinger. Allmendinger just probably has one of his best races ever in a while, because he gets the win today, and I didn't expect him to get the win. I don't think anyone did. I mean, like I said earlier, expect the unexpected, because after stage 2 he was running like 31st, and after that first red flag he was like 17th and stuff, and somehow made his way to the second row on that final restart, and I bet he owes Chase Briscoe a beer. Thanks to Chase Briscoe just going through just cutting the road course and stuff and wrecking Denny Hamlin. Allmendinger wouldn't have won this race and stuff, and he was able to hold off Blaney for the win, and so congrats to him. Allmendinger gets his second career win, his first win since 2014, and here's a fun fact. Five days ago, it was August 10th. That was the day that A.J. Allmendinger got his first win in the Cup Series back in 2014. So 7 years ago, 5 days ago, that's when Allmendinger got his first career win. So it's pretty cool that it was just like 5 days ago, 7 years ago, which sounds really weird that he got his first win in the Cup Series. So that's pretty cool and stuff. He also gets he's also the first part-time driver to win a race since Justin Haley 2019 at Daytona, and Haley's his teammate in the Xfinity Series, which is really weird. And Colleague Racing gets their first win in the Cup Series, and they're not even running full-time yet till next year and stuff. So congrats to A.J. Allmendinger and that 16 team. Definitely deserved that after having a frustrating day yesterday. And yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to run any more races after this. He's probably going to run the Charlotte Roval, and that's it. But we'll see. But anyway, congrats to A.J. Allmendinger and that 16 team. Finishing second was Ryan Blaney. Nothing really to say about Ryan Blaney. I mean, we didn't expect him to get the win, because after Allmendinger took the white flag, I was saying, hold on, don't let Blaney get more than one win a year. But anyway, a decent race for Blaney, I guess, because he wasn't really running that strong. He was running he probably had like a top 20, top 15 car, I guess, because he wasn't really that fast, and he had some other drivers that were faster than him and stuff. So I'd say it was a decent race for him, because Penske in the Cup Series don't have good road course racers, because if you have Keselowski, Logano, and Ryan Blaney, that's 2 road course wins. The 2018 Roval and the 15 Watkins Glen race. And if it wasn't for Jimmy Johnson and Truex messing up or if it wasn't for Jimmy Johnson messing up at the end of the Roval race in 2018, or Kevin Harvick running out of gas in that 2015 Watkins Glen race, Penske wouldn't have any, and I mean any, road course wins. So that's something. But Blaney was able to get second, which is pretty good, I guess. But decent day for them. Bet they were just happy to get a top 5 after not doing so good all day. So decent day for Blaney and the 12 team. Finishing third was Kyle Larson. Of course, we all picked Kyle Larson to win this race. I mean, I didn't. I picked his teammate Chase Elliott. But, man, I just want to say Kyle Larson is Chase Elliott's #1 threat at the road courses and stuff. So that's just the fair saying right there. So watch out for Larson when we go to the Roval, even though he did not run good at the Roval in 18 or 19. But we'll see, because he's in a Hendrick car, better than Ganassi. But still a decent race for the 5 team. If it wasn't for that piece of debris underneath the curb and turn 5, turn 6, then of course he would have easily won. But some fans were probably happy about that because they wanted a crazy finish, or at least a good finish to the end, but not a chaotic one like the one we just saw today. But still a decent race for Kyle Larson, the 5 team, and we'll see what they can do next week at Michigan, because Larson pulled up a hat trick there, and he has 3 wins there. That's the track Larson has the most wins at. So let's see, can he get win number 4 at Michigan? We'll see. But decent day for Larson and the 5 team. Finishing in 4th was Chase Elliott. Decent race for Chase Elliott. You could just tell by Chase Elliott, or just like how he's performing, that he's a really great road course racer, but his teammate Kyle Larson is just catching up to him. It's like he's as good as Chase Elliott now. Larson only has, 2 road course wins this season? Yeah, 2 road course wins in his career. Elliott has 6, of course, so Larson can easily close that in. He could have closed it in today, getting 3, but we'll see, because the Charlotte Roval is gonna be where it really comes down, because Elliott had that great comeback in 2019, did well in 2020, but watch out for Kyle Larson, guys. But anyway, Chase Elliott, definitely a decent race for him. 2nd straight top 5 finish for the 9 team and stuff. Finished 2nd last week. Get a nice 4th place finish after a chaotic race today. So I'd say after that chaotic ending of the race, you'd be happy to get a top 5, top 10 finish. So decent race for Chase Elliott and the 9 team, and we'll see what they can do next week. Finishing in 5th was Matt Benedetto. I'd say it was a pretty solid race for Matt Benedetto. Kind of an up and down day. They took some damage and stuff, but they were still able to get a top 5 after that chaotic finish and stuff. But I'd say a solid job, well done for them, because they were still looking for their first career win. They had a chance of taking the lead in those last 2 to 3 restarts and stuff, but still decent race for the 21 team, because this is their first top 5 since, I think I have to say, I was going to say the All-Star, but no, but Kansas, the Bushy McBush race and stuff. I think that was the last time Matt Benedetto got a top 5, so that is very shocking. So first top 5 since May 2nd, something like that, or early May, and it's August. So decent race for him, but we'll see what they can do going into Motor City next week, see if they can get their first career win, because I'm not sure. I think it's just going to come down to Daytona for Matt Benedetto, so we'll just see then. But still decent race for Benedetto and the 21 team. Finishing 6th was Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch, I'd say he had a solid race, I guess. I'm not sure. Wasn't really a top 10 driver. Probably top 20, I'm pretty sure. But, of course, the chaotic finish had something to do with him getting a top 10. I mean, this was their first top 10 since they got that win at Atlanta, before the Olympic break and stuff. Because, the last 2 races, he got, a top 20, top 15 and stuff. Just wasn't, it was just classic Kurt Busch, I guess. But still, gets a top 10. Solid day, I guess, for them, because they weren't really a competitor for this race, like a competitor to get the win. But still, decent race for the 1 team. And, yeah, I guess that's it. Nothing really to say about some of these drivers in the top 10, because they haven't really done much. It's just the chaotic restart got them a great finish. So, decent race for Kurt Busch and the 1 team, and we'll see what they can do next week. Finishing 7th was Eric Jones. Kudos to Eric Jones getting a nice solid top 10 finish after, once again, that chaotic ending of a race right there. And yeah, this is his first top 10 since, I think, the Food City Dirt race, I have to say. I think they finished, 9th and stuff, so that's really good. That was back in April, so definitely good for them. Even though Bubba Wallace had 5 top 5 finishes, or 5 top 10 finishes for RPM last year. Eric Jones only has 3 right now, so that's good. He's somewhat near Bubba Wallace there from last year, but still decent race for Eric Jones and the 43 team. Nothing really to say about them. I mean, their car had some damage and stuff. They weren't really competitive and stuff, but they were just able to get a top 10, so that's good for them. I like to see when some of these teams get a nice, solid, good run after end of a chaotic finish like this one. But still, decent race for Eric Jones and the 43 team. Finishing in 8th was Justin Haley, and shout out, guys, to Justin Haley. Gets his first top 10 finish since his first win at Daytona back in 2019. And also something about that, AJ Allmendinger, when he won today and stuff, he was the first part-time driver to win a race since Justin Haley back at Daytona in 2019, and Haley is his current teammate in the Xfinity Series, and Haley gets a top 10 today. So this is Justin Haley's second top 10 finish of his career and stuff, so that's very cool and stuff. Gets it here today at the Indy Road Course, and I think this is Justin Haley's home track, so that's really cool to get your first top 10 of the season and your second top 10 of your NASCAR Cup Series career for a very long time at your home track, which is very cool. So proud of Justin Haley for that. Kudos to them. We'll see what they can do for the rest of the season. Just a nice shout out to them getting a nice solid top 10 finish, their best finish of the year. But anyway, solid day for Justin Haley, and they also led a lap today, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, solid day for that 77 team, and yeah, just a solid day for them. Another shout out, Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric is going to get his first top 10 finish after today. So congrats, Austin Cindric, getting his first top 10 of his long NASCAR career today. Especially when he spun out early in this race. Like, he spun out in the first turn, and then I think it was around like turn 7, he got dumped by Kurt Busch, but he was still able to rebound, get a nice solid 9th place finish. So props to Austin Cindric to just keep fighting, able to get a top 10 after winning yesterday's race at the Indy Road Course. So really cool for Austin Cindric. Gets his first road course win of the year yesterday, and gets his first top 10 of his long NASCAR career ahead of him today. So that's really cool. Very good weekend for him and just Team Penske overall. Well, Team Penske, you know, Saturday, but not Sunday. But anyway, decent race for the 33 team, and yeah, that was his final race of the year, and now Austin Cindric's next race will be the 2022 Daytona 500. Finishing in 10th was Ryan Newman. Another shout out. This man, earlier in this race, was running like 32nd or 36. A part of his car right here was ripped out. I don't know what happened to him. And he comes up to get a 10th place finish. His first top 10 since Darlington. I don't know how Ryan Newman did it, but he gets a top 10 after all this. Oh man, and I don't know what to say, because Ryan Newman's just been, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not trying to be rude, but still, good job for Ryan Newman to get a top 10 after a race like that. But still, good race for him, I guess, or an okay race after, you know, not running good but finishing good. But decent race, I guess, and we'll see what they can do at Michigan. If anyone's gonna pick them for the win, anybody? No? Okay. Okay, I understand. And now let's rate this race. If I had to rate this race, I'm not sure what I would get it, because this race was like Loudon, but on a road course, but just as chaotic and stuff, and just as much of a wild finish. So if I had to say, I would give it a 10 out of 10. But because of the NASCAR officiating call, by not calling out the caution after Truex spun with all that debris in that long straightaway and stuff, I would have it give it a 9.5 out of 10. It was still a great race, solid race. I want to see NASCAR come back to this racetrack with the next gen car. That would be so cool, because if it was just this good with the stock car, the Gen 6 car, just watch out for the next gen car in 2022. It would be very cool to see it, and stuff. Probably just as good racing as we saw today, and just as crazier and stuff, but we're not sure. But I want to see this track on the schedule next season, so I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys would give it in the comments section below. Here are all the drivers who I thought had a good day in this race. First up with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. gets an 11th place finish after he spun out early in this race, so good for him. Good recovery. We have Chris Buescher, who has his best finish since, I'd have to say, I think the Coca-Cola 600, because this is a 12th place finish and they have not had a good finish since the Coke 600, so that's good for them. Bubba Wallace, best finish on the road course. It used to be 14th at Sonoma, now it's 13th today, so good for them. Kevin Harvick, they made a good recovery after having that piece of James Davison's car impaled into his car and still gets a 14th place finish. I mean, okay. Martrix Jr. gets a 15th after spinning out twice in those last two crashes, so that's really good for him. Next up, Corey LaJoy gets a 16th place finish. This is his best finish since the Ally 400, so that's really good for them. Next up, this 13 car, this is supposed to represent Josh Bilicki. I think this is his best career finish, and his best finish of the year, gets an 18th place finish, so shout out to Josh Bilicki. Final driver, this is supposed to represent Quinn Houff, gets a 22nd place finish. I think this is Quinn Houff's best career finish, 22nd. Or no, it's not. 13th at Talladega last year, I remember. But no, he gets a 22nd place finish, so his best finish of the year. So that's really good for him. So those are all the drivers who I thought had a really good race or a good improvement. But now let's look at the drivers who had a bad race, because we have a ton. So we have a total of 15 cars who had a bad race. This is the first 8. First up, Eric Almirola gets 19th. Wrecked in this race. Contact Corey LaJoy and stuff. Did not have a good race. Kyle Busch wrecked with William Byron. Gets 20th. Not a good race. Reddick, I'd say he's neutral, because he did get 21st, which is not good, but he still put a bigger gap over Austin in the playoffs. So for Tyler Reddick, so there's actually 14 drivers that had a bad race. Tyler Reddick, I'll count him as neutral. Denny Hamlin gets 23rd, of course, got wrecked by Chase Briscoe in the final 2 laps. The next up, Brad Keselowski, 24th, backed into the wall at Indy and stuff, and he's just not good at road courses, y'all. And next up, Cole Custer was having a nice, solid, strong run, top 10, because if he would have gotten the top 10, then he would have gotten the top 10 in his rookie year at the Indy Oval and at the Indy Road Course, which is really good, but sadly did not get it. Sadly gets a 25th place finish, so that really sucks for Cole Custer. And we all know Chase Briscoe cut the corner. He was actually known as parked in this race, so it was technically known as parked because he never came to a stop or went down pit road, so 26, not good for Chase Briscoe. And finally, we have Ross Chastain, 29th. Oh man, they had so much going for them, but then those last 2 wrecks, they did get caught up and took some damage, and they got 29. So for these drivers who don't have a win, they are counting on Daytona. They're really counting on Daytona in 2 weeks. So those are the first 7 drivers. Now let's look at the last 7. My mistake, there were a total of 15 drivers that did have a bad day, so let's look at our last 8. Of course, Michael McDowell finished 30th and stuff because of that accident, that with the curb being gone, he just got loose and spun out, took a hard hit. His highlight of the day was finishing 2nd in stage 1. Austin Dillon also caught up with that same wreck with Michael McDowell. He did get some stage points, but it was not enough because now he is sitting 28th below the cut line. William Byron also had a strong run, his splitter hit underneath the curb, and he just went around. Sucks for William Byron. They were having a strong day. They were the 3rd best Hendrick car out there. Joey Logano also got caught up in the same wreck as William Byron, headed to the tire barriers and stuff. So glad Logano came out okay. The fans were cheering that he was okay. The next up, Christopher Bell, also caught up in the same wreck and stuff. He plowed into the back of Chris Buescher over here, and that was a scary incident. So glad Bell was okay. Suarez also caught up in that same incident as well. Very bad for them because they were having a good run at first, but then it just all went to hell right there. So really sucks for Daniel Suarez. 3 times in a row they've had bad races on a road course. Anthony Alfredo, he had a problem earlier in the race. I forgot what it was, but finishes 38th. And then of course I talked about Chris Buescher got plowed into the back of Christopher Bell, plowed into the back of him, and he wrecked. So suck for Chris Buescher. So those are the drivers who I thought had a bad day. Now let's look at the playoff standings after the Indy Road Course. Now here are the playoff standings after the Indy Road Course with now just 2 races remaining in the regular season. You have Kyle Larson still in the lead, should be in the regular season championship lead right now with 5 wins and over 900 points. Then you have Truex and Bowman 2nd and 3rd with 3 wins. Then you have Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott both with 2 wins. You have Logano, Blaney, Byron, Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, Christopher Bell, Mike McDowell, Eric Almirola all having 1 win. Denny Hamlin is officially locked into the playoffs, with having so many points. Kevin Harvick is plus 95 over the cut line in 15th, and Tyler Reddick is in 16th, plus 28, gained about 13 points in today's race. Then you have the cut line. Then below the cut line, you have Austin Dillon minus 28. Matt DiBenedetto minus 145, Chris Buescher minus 146, and then Ross Chastain minus 176. So those are your playoff standings after the Indy Road Course. 2 races remain. Let's see what happens once we head to Michigan next week. And that's going to do it for me. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I just made a video on my gaming channel just this past Thursday, so go check it out. I should be making another video on Monday, so go check that one out when it comes out on Monday. But anyway, that's going to do it for me. The birthday gifts video should be coming out later this week, hopefully, because the car shipped this past Friday, so hopefully they can come in on time and stuff, because I've just been waiting, because it's been, half the month and stuff, so I'm just still waiting. And also, I should be doing my round of 10 Truck Series predictions for the playoffs this Wednesday, so watch out for that one later this week. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. See you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.